This is a continuation of the Nigerian documentary series based on the trail of evidence, facts and archived African recorded history that is accepted globally and based on global standard, written and told by its natives and Africans themselves. The documentary, story, history and culture of Nigeria. In this series, we are moving to southern Nigeria and we begin with the Asian historic empire, the Benin Kingdom. Located in South Nigeria. My name is Yusufuddin A. Yusuf, known as YD. I came to one of my hometowns in north central Nigeria, to the Bight of Benin in Jos Museum, to better tell the story. The Bight of Benin is a building with a typical depiction of the Benin Palace. It is a historic sightseeing center with a restaurant. It will be great if you visit this place anytime you come to Jos.
As part of the continuation of the history of Nigeria, today we are going to move to one of the most prosperous parts of Nigeria, which is southern Nigeria. Southern Nigeria is almost divided into three sections. We have the side of the Yorubas, and we have the side of the Igbos, and also you are not going to forget the side of the Benin Kingdom. Benin Kingdom is one of the most important kingdoms to have ever lived in southern Nigeria, gifted with crafted art that is celebrated all over the world. In this program, we are going to move to Benin Kingdom, where we are going to see the history, the success and the civilization of the great Benin Kingdom. Follow me in this series.
According to history, the Edo people of southern Nigeria founded Benin. The Edo people became dissatisfied with the rule of the dynasty of semi-mythical kings, and in the 13th century they invited Prince Oranmiyan of Ife to rule them. His son, Eweka, is regarded as the first Oba or king of Benin.
The most fascinating thing about Benin Kingdom is their crafted art. They have one of the most beautiful and the most celebrated craft art, and that's why Benin people are so important in Nigerian history and in Nigeria's civilization and Africa's civilization at large.
Late in the 13th century, royal power began to assert itself under the Oba Ewedo. Eware the Great reigned 1440 to 80, who was described as a great warrior and magician. He established hereditary succession to the throne and vastly expanded the territory of the Benin Kingdom, which is by the mid-16th century extended from the Niger River Delta to what is known as Lagos in the west. Lagos was founded by a Benin army and continued to pay tribute to the Oba of Benin until the end of the 19th century. Benin leaders increasingly relied on supernatural rituals and large-scale human sacrifices to protect the state from further territorial encroachment and to honor the powerful Obas.
One of the important traditions of Benin Kingdom is human sacrifice. And the reason why the rulers of Benin Kingdom so much rely on human sacrifice is because they believe that will protect their kingdom from encroachment or further encroachment. This kind of practice was abolished only after the conquest of the Benin Kingdom by the British and the burning down of the palace to the ground by the British, which Benin Kingdom was later incorporated to what is known as Nigeria today, or British Nigeria at the time.
The success of Benin was fueled by its lively trade. Tradesmen and artisans from Benin developed relationship with the Portuguese.
One of the greatest things that brought wealth to Benin Kingdom is slave trade. They capture men and women, mostly from rivals, and then they sold them to Europeans or to the Americans. This means that Benin rulers have established a very strong relationship with the outside world, with the Europeans, even before the conquest or the colonization of what is known as Nigeria today.
This trade provided a significant source of wealth for the kingdom. The kingdom reaches its greatest power and size under Oba Uware the Great. He expanded the kingdom and improved the capital. The city was defined by a massive walls. The height of power for Benin monarchs began during this period. Artists of the Benin Kingdom were well known for working with many materials. They were famous for their sculptures. Benin began to lose power during the 1800s as royal family members fought for power and control of the throne. Civil wars broke out, dealing a significant blow to both Benin administration as well as its economy. Benin struggled to resist foreign interference in its trading network, particularly by the British. A desire for control over West African trade and territory ultimately led to a British invasion of Benin in 1897. Benin City, together with its palace, was burned to the ground by the British, who then made the kingdom part of the British Nigeria, which became Nigeria after the country's gained independence in 1960. After that time, the kingdom no longer played a government role. However, even today, the Oba still serve in Benin City as government advisor. This marked the end of the history and story of the Benin Kingdom. Now we move to the Yoruba and to the city of Lagos, where we're going to understand the history of the Yoruba people, and from there we can move to the land of the Igbo people.